I'm just jumping on to make a video because this morning I was going through case histories and I came across one that I found very interesting from a few years ago. I had a client who got into the habit, wanted to break a certain habit, and that habit was having drinks on a Friday and a weekend, and it interfering with his other set of goals, which was to become more to be fitter and healthier and things like that. It wasn't having a huge effect on his life, but he found a pattern that he didn't want to stay in. So an interesting thing happened. I discussed this with the client and I said, even though there is 7 days in the week, everyone kind of doesn't seem to remember or to realize that each kind of day of the week has its own feeling to it. And I know, bear with me, this sounds strange, but Mondays are never kind of emotionally driven, but Fridays are. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are kind of fairly neutral, and Thursday, Friday kind of, they feel like, oh wow, it's the weekend, here we go. And that's an emotional, that's mostly driven. There's a thought behind it. It's Friday. There's an emotion, and you know, it's excitement and things like that, and then there's the action that comes with all of these things. And I just wanted to help him break the pattern. And I said, okay, so if you're drinking on a Friday, is it because it's the weekend or it's because of drinking alcohol? And he said, I said, well, when you're drinking, do you forget what day of the week it is? And he kind of said, yeah, it kind of loses all relevance. So it's the weekend that's driving the emotion rather than the alcohol. So I kind of helped him realize, okay, in future, when it comes to Friday, did you ever think about using your imagination and going, okay, it's not Friday, today is Monday? And you never thought of doing that before. And if you can use your imagination and switch the thinking, and if you can interrupt the pattern, like there's the thought of it being Friday, there's the emotion that comes with it, and then there's the action. But if you can interfere and disrupt the pattern of it being Friday and kind of go, well, it's not Friday, it's Monday. He used this information going forward, and with NLP, you help people to kind of use different techniques to interfere or disrupt patterns that are going on in their life. And he kind of came back to me a few weeks later and goes, I started using that switch pattern that you told me to use, whereas I knew it was Friday, but I gave it the emotion of Monday. And the thoughts of drinking just went down my head. I said to myself, well, why would I drink on a Monday, even though it was Friday? So we used the information of Friday, but the emotion of Monday to change the action. And he used this information, and he was able to, not saying he didn't have to drink on a Friday anymore, but he was able to think and utilize information better going forward. And with NLP, there's all different kinds of techniques that you can utilize to kind of disrupt old thinking patterns and, you know, put in new information and change the information that's already in there for better kind of, I suppose, not a better future, but a future that you want to create for yourself. Because everyone has different goals and everyone has different aspirations, and this one was very effective. If you wanted to find out any more about this, please give me a text or a message on here. And if you ever feel like you want to do a bit of work with me, I'll be always happy to always pleased to help you. So yeah, I just thought I'd pop on. I know I'm making this video in the car. People say to me, why do you make videos in your car? Because on a Sunday I do a bit of reflection, and the acoustics in here are great, and I'm also going out for a walk. So I hope this video was informative, and yeah, please feel free to use the information.